Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this very blurry symbol of American flag. I've already drawn it, and then after I really looked at it again, I made the stripes backwards. Mine looks pretty good. I do like theirs better, so I'm going to show you. And I would have done a little bit better with the colors. And I think I need to, if he wants it just like that, I need to make the stars a little smaller and maybe angle them. Probably the most difficult thing to make in this are these lines. I'm going to make them like this time. I'm going to take let me zoom in here, a 3-point curve line. And I'm not even going to go by anybody's example. I'm going to make my own. So I'm just going to grab a line and then put a little arch to it, hold down the control button so it's kind of a perfect arch. That might be a little bit of an angle, so I'm going to rotate it by double clicking on the X. If you don't click on the X, you get that. Now I'm going to put the larger part to the top this time. And this is how I would do it. I am going to take and Control D and make a duplicate of that line, and then double click on that and change the rotation of this point, and then just rotate my line. I'm not worried right now about this edge not being good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. And it's a little bit hard to make it perfect, but if you just kind of eyeball it, because we want a stripe that's going to evidently be white between there. So now I'm going to take a 2-point line and go from the shortest line straight down. Whoop. Holding down the control button so it'll be perpendicular. I don't have to cut those off. I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool set on red, and I'm going to fill those two in. Now at this time, if he's printing it, he might want to put another line in there and make it white. So I'm going to take my red lines now and move them down and just get rid of this by hitting delete, deleting all my other lines. Now I'm going to take, this is kind of a square, so I'm going to just draw a square, try to stop it right there. I might be a little bit, my lines are a little bit thicker or at a different angle, but he can play around with that. I need to bring this one in a little bit so it's touching that line. And then take the Smart Fill tool, set on any color. I'm going to go ahead and use blue. Whoop, got a little leak because my box is not touching here. But I really want it, I want it right to that edge. So what we could do is just take that line and just move it right to that edge. Now it shouldn't leak. Smart Fill, bam. Now I'm going to move it up or down. I'm going to move it up. I'm going to get rid of my box. Don't need it. I'm actually going to move this thing over. Now I'm going to draw a bunch of stars. And I'm going to maybe make them a little bit smaller this time. I'm going to use their hairline. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate and just move the star down. And that way it's equal. But then when I Control D, Control D, Control D, I'll have as many stars as I want. Now I'm going to Control D and make, I don't know why that keeps popping up. Yeah, I'd already made a copy, so I need to back up. Just make sure there's one copy. Control D and make a duplicate. And I'm just going to go ahead and move them laterally. When I take my hand off the keyboard, it does that. Now I'm going to need a few more because I think what the other one, whoever drew that. So I'm going to Control G to group. I actually hit Control D. I'm going to Control G to group it, and I am going to rotate it. Now, if you remember, I have not, and maybe that's not going to be the best scenario, I have not moved this. So I can left click, right click, and I can move my stars up into that spot. And now I'm going to use the Smart Fill tool on blue, and look at that. I got to figure out why that does that. and then nudge it and look at that. Now, anybody, I mean, you could, once you learn how to do what I just did, should be able to change the stars, you know, make it, and then change the blue. That's really, and I would make it even here, like I did on this side. But, you know, you can always take your blue, holding down the shift key and adding a little darker blue. Or holding down the control key, I mean, and make it a little bit darker. We could actually add a little bit of black. Get a different blue. Anyway, I hope that helped. I love the idea for a shirt or something, but, you know, make sure you get your rectangle and maybe your small stars even smaller. Anyway, I hope that answered his question, and thank you for watching.